Alright guys, this is James with Jimmy's RC Speed Shop. Still at work as always, so there may be some background noise here and there. Just wanted to show you something new on this scorched out build that we're doing. First we got this killer body that Anthony did for me, and let me put it down there. But what we're here to show you today is scorched knuckles. Just got these in for doing some testing for David. So we're gonna get this car out. It's gonna be cold weather, but we're gonna try to get it out and do some passes and whatnot. Of course, test everything that we can. First, this casing, this knuckle, machine work is awesome, guys. He really finishes his work. It looks nice. It's not cheaply done. It's really nice, classy stuff. It also comes with the Delring bushings, inner and outer, titanium retainer cup, and then the screws. We'll go over how to put that together. Pretty simple. Outer bearing, inner bearing, and just for comparison, that is a factory inner bearing. Quite a bit of difference. You know, these cars, we're getting faster and faster with these cars. We're up, you know, hitting that 200 mile an hour mark now, and those real small bearings that came in these cars are just not holding up. So David's doing something about it, and he's actually making some really nice parts and some really nice upgrades. He also uses those big bearings in the rear, which is great. Excuse me. We wanted to, you know, show you these things, talk about them a little bit. It's definitely not something difficult or complicated. Let me put this camera up here where it'll be stationary, and I can show you a couple of these things. Of course, this housing, like I say, there's a little place inside this housing that indexes this inner Delring piece so that it sits in there nice and neat, goes in, locks into place so it doesn't spin. And of course, obviously the pillow ball goes in, outer, and then the retainer. And basically after that, it's, you know, of course, put some blue Loctite on the screws, turn them down until this has the right tension on it so that it's where it needs to be. Let it dry, you're good to go. I mean, it's super simple. There's really nothing complicated about these. I think this is going to really help a lot with those coming loose. You know, they did the O-ring on them and it still would come loose on you. That's going to stop that. That's not going to happen anymore. And I think it's going to be a nice fix. I appreciate David spending the time and making it happen for us. Of course, I had a couple of other things I wanted to show you. I've had a lot of questions about the diffs, the housings, and the gearing. The diff housings will run, of course, the ARMA diff and anything ARMA, the ARMA lockers, whatever you want to run. But it will also, you can fit the Habal gearing in it, the 8mm output shaft, and the 1540 gearing if you run a locker. This is one of the new through shaft. It's got a 6mm through shaft lockers. I'm not a drag racer, but this thing is going to be crazy for those drag guys with the Habals. It's just not going to break. The excuse me. With that locker, you can fit it in there. The Habal diff, the factory diff, is a little too wide to fit in the case, so you can't fit it in there. And so you can put these in with those new bearings. I'll show you the bearings that are in these diff housings. I've had people ask me about that. Inner and outer on the input shaft is this bearing, which is the huge bearing that we run on the center diff, the spool, all that. This is a really common bearing. It's also on the outers of the on the wheels. This is a factory bearing, and this is what most, as far as I know, all of the aftermarket larger bearing diff housings are running this bearing. So that is a good size difference, but check this out. That's a huge difference. With it the way it is, you can run the Habao with an 8mm, and then we have this insert that goes in the bearing to run the ARMA input shaft, because the ARMA input shaft is 5mm on the outside. So huge bearing, good bearing, way better. This one, I'm gonna have to say, and I don't usually say it, that's junk. I go through probably 20 of them or more a month, because I got a lot of cars I run, so those things were awful until David came out with the Trident shafts. The good thing is David's always thinking ahead. So for the guys that want to run the Habao gearing in the new ARMA Diff housing, he's also making an 8mm Trident, which I don't know if you can really see it. Yeah, there you can see it a little bit. Trident shaft, because of that kick up in the ARMA Diff. You know, we've always had problems with those bearings. So with the new bigger bearings, the Habao or ARMA gearing with the Trident shaft, it's going to eliminate all those problems. You know, I think that's probably the best thing that I've seen in a long time. You know, I've sorry about this cough, guys. This is the car that ran 201 not long back. It runs a Trident shaft also. So these shafts have been run at a 200-mile-an-hour range. So they're holding up. I mean, they're doing fine. And that Trident in the front really does it makes a big difference in how many of those little pin bearings you go through, because these things are so small that I've had cars that if they get a little bit out of balance, it'll eat a bearing up on every pass. And then it's time to put diff housings and blah, 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 and you go through all that, which is really a pain. This is going to be the best thing that's happened in a long time with these things. Now, as far as this car, this is a scorched out car. That's what I'm going to call it, scorched out. It's scorched chassis. This is a full chassis car. Of course, a scorched splitter. This splitter is for the FC100 body. I'm not sure what body I'm going to run on this car yet. It may be a WR. It may be the FC100. Maybe something new. Who knows? We'll see. I assume everybody's seen that it is a dual mount, and what's going to happen is I'm going to run this car as a single for a little while. I actually like to break the bearings in on my cars. They get a lot smoother after they rolled in a little bit. So I'll make a few passes as a single. Then we'll go back and do another. It's got a 4080 in it right now. I may do two 4080s. I really don't know yet. I hadn't decided. Everything's set up to run a dual motor car, and that's exactly what this will end up being before it's over with. Still running the factory diffuser on the back, because I do not, like I say, I hadn't decided what body I'm going to run. David makes a really nice diffuser as well that I actually like and have on several different cars, and so we got that as an option as well. So we're almost building a scorched car now. I mean, this thing is just about, this is scorched out. That's what it is, guys. So there's not a whole lot more David can make before he's making a whole car. So we're gonna work on this car more. I'll share some more with it. We'll get hopefully have it out real soon. Gonna get these lockers, these 3-shaft lockers in it. Not ran lockers in any car before. Not in recent history anyway, but I am going to do it because I can use the Habao gearing. It's just something different. We're going to try it out and see if it works. We're going to see what it does, and if it works out good, that's great. It's another option in order to give us more options, because we really, you know, at one point we were using nothing but stock cars with a few gears, and that was it. Now we got some more options. Thanks, David, for thinking about all that, and we're going to get this thing out soon and see what it'll do. We also going to get the Habal WR car back out. I have just a couple of passes with this car. I've not ran it much at all. Didn't even bother painting the body because this was one of the prototype bodies that we were doing. Still got the original WR body. This is the car that I ran 201 with not long back. And then of course we got the truck, which I got to put a sticker on this year that I didn't think I was going to get this year. A 180 mile per hour sticker for a truck. I got to build video for that thing. I just wanted to get some passes in before I posted it up. It's pretty cool. It's a little different than what I've been doing. And so we'll have some of that. We're going to do as many build videos, do some other stuff over the winter because you got to keep it interesting. A lot of guys have been contacting me about different builds and asking questions. So I'm going to try to help out everybody I can. We'll see what we can do. And hopefully we can help some guys out. Again, I hope everybody's realized I don't have the time to do fancy edited videos. I'm still at work. I work in a body shop. We have more cars than we can do. So I'm here 12-15 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I stayed over a little bit to make this video so I could share these new Knuckles. I'll make some passes as soon as I can. Hopefully summer gets here so I can get out of here on time and make some passes before dark and hit some weekends. I did want to thank first and foremost David for helping sponsor this Scorched Out car. This thing is going to be one heck of a car. I'm looking really forward to running this thing, and he's really done a whole lot for us this year. It's been some game-changing things coming from David's shop this year. Scorched has really done some fantastic stuff. I think everybody knows that, and I'm glad. Obviously, I want to thank BSR for the tires. We've been working and trying to get some tires going, and of course Onyx batteries. We started that this year. That's worked out really good, and then there's been just so much. Thomas at Castle's helped out a lot. We did so much stuff with the ESCs, getting that stuff done, and hopefully there's more to come there. We just got that new motor, that 1700. I've got just a couple of passes in with it, and it's doing really good. I'm glad to be a part of the testing with that thing as well. And we got the Habal this year, which we didn't have. So we got we were able to get another platform to have something else to do instead of just 7th scale Arma. Now we got a second 7th scale car that we can work with. It's different. It's basically the same size, but it is a completely different different car. Acts different, drives different. I did multiple 200-mile-an-hour passes with my Habal this year. If you hadn't seen them, go back and look. Obviously the Arma's made several 200, and it made a 204. So had some just great passes this year, and I really appreciate all the people that helped out. I also want to thank the people that watch my videos and people that ask questions. It keeps you interested in this. You can get burnt out doing something every day, but I get people that are getting a hold of me about all kinds of things all the time, and I try my best to answer as many of them as I possibly can, and try to pass along any knowledge that I can. I haven't done a whole lot of build videos and whatnot, but we're going to start doing some of that, and hopefully we can show off what we do. Y'all keep watching. Scorched Out cars coming. Gonna try to get a few little quick test passes in sometime soon, maybe this weekend if the weather holds out. It's been in the single digits here and rain, but they're talking about actually this is South Carolina. We had 8 degrees the other day for a overnight low with a high of like 17 or 18, and Sunday they're calling for 65. That's the way it works here. So we're hoping that it won't rain and we can get a pass or two in. Maybe with this car if I can get time to get finished. Definitely with some other stuff. Y'all keep watching. subscribe, and we'll see if we can get some nice information up for you. And definitely look for more on this Scorched Out build, because it's going to be one heck of a build, and everybody's going to get to be a part of it from start to finish. And I hope y'all enjoy it. So again, thanks everybody, and thanks for all them sponsors. Thanks to everybody for watching. Y'all subscribe, and we will see if we can get some more build videos up and give you as much information as we can. If there's anything that you're interested in, hit me up. You know, we'll see if we can do a video on it. We'll try to do something for this winter. I hate cold weather, but you know, we can try to keep some interest going just with doing some builds and whatnot. So y'all hit me up. We'll go from there. Jimmy's RC Speed Shop. Thanks for watching, guys.